Have you ever heard an album, seen a movie, or read an essay and thought to yourself, man, this is just a little too busy? It might be that parts of it just feel redundant, or maybe you can't even put it to words. It's just a feeling you have. Something just feels off. And you know, this gets highlighted even more when the exact opposite happens. When something has purpose, it flows and it just feels right. Every scene of that movie made sense. Every song on that album was necessary. The sacred grounds of that no-skip album. Or it's the perfect essay with the right argument. This is an editing method that helps you get closer to that goal. It helps you avoid the trap of busyness and clutter in your work. And you know, because this is more of a philosophy, you can make tweaks to it and it could apply to pretty much any single creative endeavor that you have. This is the 70-30 method. Now, I first came across this method from music producer Rick Rubin. So here's the gist. Let's say you're building an album. You have your first draft done and your album is 10 songs. When you go back and look at what you have after the first draft, the first thing you want to do is pick 3 songs that you want to keep, and you're gonna cut the rest. What 3 songs are absolutely crucial for this record? Like, without these 3 songs, your album would not exist. You keep 3 and you cut 7. The 70-30. The idea here is that you're forcing yourself to better understand the essence of your idea by forcing you to cut more than you normally would. Once you have your 3 songs selected, you study them. What about these 3 songs works? Why did you pick these 3? Why are they so crucial? Maybe it's the feeling each song conveys. Maybe it's the lyrics. Maybe it's the beat pattern. It honestly could be anything. And when you have that answer, you go back to the 7 songs that you cut and you go one by one down the list and you try to answer one simple question. Is this necessary for the album? This needs to go beyond, oh, I just like the beat on the song. Maybe you like one element from one song and another element of another song. What happens when you mix the 2? Will this new version work with the other 3 songs that I've already selected? And will this help the overall story? Now, obviously, this gets complicated pretty fast, but that's what editing is. It's sorting this entire mess out. Obviously, this is just an example. Not everyone out here is making albums. Hell, I sure shit am not going to be making one anytime soon. But like I said in the beginning, the same philosophy with some tweaks can be applied to any creative medium. For example, writing a screenplay. Your first draft should essentially just be an idea dump. Once you have that done, then you can go back and cut most of it out. What are the essential themes? Maybe you have 2 or 3 characters that stand out as the essence of your script, helping you better understand what is expendable. If you're working on a painting, for example, maybe it's the subjects of your painting, or maybe this applies to your color palette. When it comes to drawing, I like to think of drawings as having focal points. What 2, 3, or maybe even 1 part of the drawing is there to grab my viewer's attention the most? This also goes for any design work or graphic design work. What is the overall aesthetic philosophy of this design? Is this shape, this color, or this wacky font absolutely necessary? Now, Rick puts numbers on this, 70-30, but that is only because it just makes it more digestible. It can oftentimes become easy for us artists to fall into the trap of feeling some kind of ownership over our work, especially if we've put a lot of time into it. After a while, it can become easy for us to feel like every aspect of our work is absolutely necessary. This subconsciously is removing our ability to think critically about our work. I know this is a trap that I've fallen into before. With this method, it makes it a little bit easier for you to prevent this cycle. It forces you to be able to work backwards, and by the end, you'll be able to take a step back from your project and see that everything has purpose, everything was meant to be there, and maybe you'll even be able to find some connections that you didn't see the first time around. Everything is that much closer to being perfect, or as close to your original idea and vision. Anyways, I hope this helped.